My name is Valadez. I'm the Vice President for Strategic Initiatives and the COO for the Tri-Cities, and it's my pleasure to welcome all of you to our new site here in Kennewick. This beautiful building, and so we're really happy to be here. We know that here in the Tri-Cities, as other places, there are a lot of opportunities for people to get educated. We also know that there's a great need, particularly in the Tri-Cities, that there's a lot of students who don't go anywhere, unfortunately. Right? There's students who graduate from all of our high schools and end up not going to CBC or WSU Tri-Cities or some of the others, and we know that there's a place for them, and we want to be sort of one of those places. We want to make sure that we increase the number of people that we contribute to increasing the number of people with higher ed degrees, be their certificates, 2-year degrees, 4-year degrees, and we know that we can all do that together. And one of the most important things that we do here at CBC is partner with a lot of different folks. So I think some of you may have gotten an email from me, so thank you for responding and for coming. And one of the things we want to continue doing is to continue our partnership with CBC, with WSU Tri-Cities, with many of the nonprofits here. Some of you have our alumni. Some of you want to partner with us to maybe work on retraining your workforce, etc. So we want to continue that conversation. And so yeah, thank you all for being here. And we're not going to move outside. No, not yet. So we're really happy that we have this space, and we're glad that you're all here. I'd like to begin by recognizing our elected officials present, and we have a few, which is I'm happy about, so okay, if you please keep your applause till the end. First, Representative April Connors, thank you for joining us. From the City of Kennewick, Mayor Pro-Tem Gretl Crawford, and City Council Member Chuck Torelli. From the Port of Kennewick, Commissioner Thomas Moak and Commissioner Skip Novakovich. Port of Bend Commissioner Roy Keck. Mayor of City of Pasco, Blanche Barajas. And all the way from Mattawa, we have the Mayor of Mattawa, Mayor Maggie Zelaya, who is also a proud Heritage alum. Thank you for coming. Richmond District School Board Member Jill Olson, District Court Judge Jennifer Asher, and Kennewick School District Board Member Ron Mabry. If we can give them all a round of applause. And did I miss anybody? Elected official. I know I missed most of you, but did I miss any elected officials?
Mike Connors.
Oh, thank you for coming. Sorry. And apologies. So thank you again. Thank you all for coming. And the City of Kennewick has their board meeting tonight. So typically we have our city proclamations towards the end, but because they have a city council meeting, we're going to do it towards the beginning. So if Mayor Pro Tem Gretl, is she here? There you are. Okay, great. If you can come up, and here's your proclamation. Thank you.
It's great to see everyone here. All right, it's a big day. So whereas the hallmark of a great community is its vibrant variety of businesses and educational opportunities, and whereas the City Council of the City of Kennewick, through its policies and actions, supports and encourages economic development as a top priority and encourages development and redevelopment in Kennewick. And whereas the citizens of this entire region will benefit by Heritage University, locating in Kennewick, and whereas through perseverance and dedication of employees, and students alike, Heritage University is making a positive contribution to Kennewick and the entire Tri-Cities. So now, therefore, I, Gretl Crawford, Mayor Pro Tem of Kennewick, do hereby proclaim Heritage University Business of the Day. As a representative of the City of Kennewick, we would like to congratulate all associated with Heritage University, wish you continued success, and urge everyone to join in celebrating this university in our community at this ribbon cutting ceremony and to help contribute to its continued success throughout the years to come. I think that's all. I'm not going to read the rest. Anyways, thank you so much. Welcome.
Thank you so much. So one of the partnerships that we're particularly excited about is here with Historic Downtown Kennewick Partnership, and I'd like to introduce the Executive Director, Stephanie Button. Say a few words.
Thank you so much. We are absolutely ecstatic to be welcoming Heritage University, its students, its faculty, its staff, and all associated to downtown Kennewick. It's wonderful to see that their motto is that knowledge brings us all together. For us here in downtown, we believe community brings us all together, and our mission is to strengthen and enrich the downtown Kennewick community. And we are excited to be working with Heritage University as they have a transformational leadership-centered approach to how they cultivate the young leaders of tomorrow. And we look forward to helping connect them to opportunities within our downtown and the greater Tri-Cities, whether it's connecting with small business owners, with other nonprofits. We look forward to a long, long time together, and next year, Kennewick will be celebrating its 120th year. So here's to hoping that Heritage University is with us for the next 120 years. Welcome to downtown Kennewick. We can't wait to see your students and staff enjoying coffee at some of our restaurants, grabbing a quick bite to eat on break for lunch, or just enjoying the beautiful downtown and all it has to offer. Again, congratulations and welcome to the family.
Thank you, Stephanie. Again, and we also take my phone. We also partner, of course, with different, we're an educational institution. A lot of what we do, of course, economic development. And so now I'd like to call up Laurie Mattsion, President and CEO of the Tri-City Regional Chamber, to share a few words. And thank you, Laurie. Thank you.
Well, good afternoon. Gosh, it's so great to see. I look around and see all these familiar faces that are so great at going around the Tri-Cities and welcoming all these new organizations. So it's so good to see so many community leaders here. Martine, thank you for inviting me to participate today. I want to congratulate Heritage University and President Andrew Sund and Martine and all of the students and the board of directors for this great move you've got here today. I love that you've taken a place, a very special place right here in the heart of the Tri-Cities or in downtown Kennewick, and you're going to breathe new life into this. And the students that come here are really going to enjoy this experience. And I was reading a lot about the mission of Heritage University, and it just so aligns with the Tri-City Regional Chamber and all that we're trying to do with businesses and connecting students to opportunities and businesses to students. And I just love what you're doing here and appreciate all the work you're doing. So just appreciate you giving me a chance to be on the agenda, and I wanted to congratulate you. Thanks for letting me be here.
Thank you, Laurie. Laurie and I are partnered on a few different things in the past, so I'm looking forward to continuing that partnership. So now I'd like to call up Laurie Williams, Executive Director of the Tri-City Herald, to share a few words. She spent a long time here.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I just thought I'd tell you a little history about this building. A year after the first daily newspaper in the history of the Tri-Cities was started, hit the streets in 1947, it was moved to this corner, actually the corner down the street here, and from Pasco. And I don't think Pasco's ever forgiven us for that. We took over the site of a bankrupt cannery, K&P Cannery, and it had been built in 1906. And it was we needed to renovate it. I remember stories when I first started here about how there were no windows. They put some windows in so the newsroom would actually be able to look out and see what, if it was raining or not. And eventually they did a bunch of different remodels, and our front door, instead of facing out on that corner, faced out the back way. And eventually the 95-year-old building was just sagging and deteriorating too much, so it needed replacing. And we got the city of Kennewick to agree to let us build here and block Dayton Street. So Dayton Street didn't go through to Canal Drive anymore, and that did upset some folks. But we have this beautiful building to thank for it to replace that problem. And it was built on one of our old parking lots, and we also had a city park out here. It was not a city park, but it was an employee park that people could go to. But we replaced it now with a parking lot, and then on the other side we had the loading dock. That was about 20 years ago. But now more and more people want to look at the newspaper on their phones and on their laptops, and so that's required the digital transformation of newspapers, which meant we didn't need big buildings to hold big presses anymore. So I have a lot of fond memories here. I spent my whole career at one end of this building and the other, and it's really exciting to see this transformation. For 75 years, the Herald has been called the voice of the Mid-Columbia, and now it's nice to know that the future voices of the Mid-Columbia will be coming out of here.
Thank you, Laurie. And I think she knew what was coming, because our next speaker is an incoming student, incoming freshman. So yes, so our next student is Yamilca, Coria, Zaragoza, an incoming freshman here in the Tri-Cities. Yamilca? Oh, come on. All right, there she is. I knew she was here. All right, thank you.
Hello, everyone. First of all, I want to say that this is an honor for me to be here today with all of you. My name is Yamilca Coria Zaragoza. I was born and raised in Mexico, Michoacan, and I immigrated to the United States 8 years ago. And I'll be the first member of my family to attend and graduate from college. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit nervous today. I will attend Heritage as a freshman. For now, I have in mind to major in education. Although I'm still open to another option, which is criminology. My main goal is to graduate from Heritage so that I can help and influence all those people out there who have the mistaken thought that because they are old, have no money or children, they can study. Also to inform young people about the testing financial aid that provide an opportunity for education, and that way young people will have more faith and confidence in choosing to attend college and build a better future for themselves and their families. Just like me, last month my life changed completely. I was selected as the recipient for the Rise Scholarship, and now I have the great opportunity to attend the college of my dreams for free, which allows me to pay for money 4 years of study. Now that I have made the decision to return to school, I'm fortunate to be attending the new Tri-Cities building this year. 3 years ago, when I graduated from high school, it would not have been possible. As my mom says, el tiempo de Dios es perfecto. And now I'll be able to study and work in my hometown without having to say goodbye to my family and friends. During my time as a senior in high school, I had no idea of the testing of Heritage. But thanks to my counselor, Nayeli Aranda, who is here, she also attended this university. She showed me and helped me in the process of the scholarships and admissions. I can now say that she was my inspiration and influence to attend Heritage. And I'm eager to start my new journey as an Eagle and to meet and get to know my classmates and professors. I intend to do my best to make my family and Heritage University proud. Por último, mi mamá no está aquí todavía. Viene de lejos, pero espero que no tarde en llegar. Me gustaría darle las gracias a mi mamá, María Martínez, que me estaría acompañando esta tarde con mi papá, Mario Martínez. Solo les agradezco que me hayan enseñado, me hayan inspirado y me hayan llevado por el buen camino. Estoy muy orgullosa de ser su hija. Thank you all. Thank you, Yali, por inspirarme. And of course, thank you for the admissions counselors for informing me and helping me throughout the process of my integration as a student. And also I'm grateful to the people who select me as a scholarship recipient and made me this possible. I thank everyone present for taking the time to listen to me. Muchas gracias, and I'm sorry for my English. Thank you very much.
Now I'd like to call up one of our alumni, Kimberly Magaña, who just graduated in 2022 with a BS in social work. Kimberly.
I would like to start by thanking everyone for making it here today and celebrate the new opening of Heritage University. I would also like to give a huge shout out to Martin for inviting me and be part of this big opening. I am honored and humbled to speak today. Pursuing my education at Heritage University was an excellent experience. I got many opportunities financially, and with the professors that I had, they inspired me every day to continue pursuing social work. My passion for social work began when I started at a very young age translating for my parents. So I would translate like going to doctor's visits or filling out applications. That was my job, and I really enjoyed it because I knew I was a helper and I knew that I wanted to do that growing up. So now I currently work at Columbia Basin College as a program assistant. And I see my fellow colleagues over there. Thank you so much for the support. So I help students with financial resources, and I will be holding a new role as a training specialist where I can help students through their academic pathway here at CBC, and then getting them back to their workforce. And then lastly, I am super optimistic for the new opening here at Kennewick. I know that this is going to bring a lot of opportunities, and it's going to be great for our Tri-Cities population. And lastly, I would like to thank all of Heritage personnel for helping me obtain my educational goals and my professional goals. And then lastly, I would also like to thank my family, friends that always supported me through my education and now professional career. Thank you once again, everyone, for making it good. Thank you for making it here, and go social work.
Thank you, Kimberly, and yes, and thank you all who are here. I know that there are a number of alumni here. If you're an alumni, can you raise your hand? If you're related to an alumni, can you raise your hand? Because I know there's a lot of supporters. So thank you all for joining us. It's really wonderful. And now I'd like to call up Mr. Bob Gerst, Chair of Heritage University's Board of Directors.
Well, thank you so much. And the one thing I've learned over all these years of speaking, there is only one position worse than the second to last speaker. That's the last speaker. So Andrew, so we'll try to make this short. As Martin said, I'm Bob Gerst. I'm the chairman of the board of directors for Heritage University, and we are so excited in terms of this opportunity. And when Andrew and his team talked about the vision of this for us, I quickly pulled out, and something that I really do carry with me, which is the vision statement of Heritage University. And it's really short, but I think it's really important that you understand this. It says Heritage University will provide a quality, transformative learning experience for a diverse and culturally proficient campus community through innovative programs in a faculty sound environment, creating a legacy of belonging for generations. That transformational learning experience and giving you that legacy experience is something that's very, very important to us. We spend every day thinking about ways that we can create that environment, and we think here at the Tri-Cities we can continue with making those transformative experiences. So for all of you that are Heritage alumnus, I'm proud of you, and we hope that you help us bring many, many more people that can continue to make the legacy here. Thank you all very much.
All right, now I'd like to invite Heritage University President, Dr. Andrew Sutton.
Thank you, Martine. And I only have a few pages. I know that's for something. It's for something else. First of all, well, Martine, I think you know what your first duty will be, and it's figure out the air conditioning in this building. It's always a challenge when you move into a place, getting all those things right. But I would like to thank everybody who's here, particularly all the elected officials and all the education leaders that are here today from CBC and Heritage and other places. It's a real pleasure to have you share with this very important day for us. And I'd like to share a little bit, just a minute, because maybe everybody knows, but maybe not everybody knows. Heritage University, this is a new building because our main campus is in Toppenish. And we have a history, Heritage University has a history of making higher education accessible to a population that for a variety of reasons has not had access to higher education. Usually the easiest thing to explain that you don't have access to higher education because you cannot afford it. And yes, that is true for many of our students, and we have very powerful financial aid packages to support our students so that they can have access to higher education. But it's not the only reason. There's a variety of other, perhaps more complex reasons to explain why people don't have access to higher education that has to do with educational preparedness, background, has to do with culture, has to do with place-bound, family responsibility, work responsibility, a variety of reasons. And our mission has always been that we want to make all those obstacles that prevent people from succeeding in higher education, our mission is to work with them and eliminate them so that people can complete their degrees and fulfill their dreams. I mean, higher education is a dream for many people, to be able to be a professional in a society, especially at Heritage University. Many of our students are, well, almost all are first generation in college, like the examples of the student and alumna that spoke. And also, many of our students are immigrants or just second generation in the United States. And to have that dream of being a professional in this new nation is very powerful. And our job is to make that dream a reality. And that's what has been our history for over 40 years. And that's sort of what we want to continue to expand in this area. But I would like to say that Heritage has a long history in the Tri-Cities too. We've had a wonderful partnership for many years with CBC, and I did actually just now notice that we have President Woods here, so thank you for coming and being here today. You've been a wonderful partner for me for the past 6 years. In fact, I think we started at similar times in our duties in this part of the nation, so we've been learning together to work in this area. And we've had a long presence at CBC where many CBC graduates have transferred to our Heritage programs and completed degrees, and that has worked very well for us. At the same time, though, part of what our vision was is that there is no doubt, all of you know it better than me, that the Tri-Cities is one of the fastest, most growing areas in the state of Washington, one of the most dynamic. The economic changes that are happening here are fantastic, but we really need to provide more educational opportunities. We need to have an educated population in this region in all sectors: technology, human services, education, business, government, all sectors. We need more educated people, and it is true. We looked at the statistic that there's many people that are simply choosing not to attend college at all in this region, and we hope that our presence here is one that will allow more people to choose this path, and we want to continue to partner with CBC, especially because we have such a long relationship, but also with Washington State University and the Tri-Cities, and work together so that we can be another option for future professionals of this region to achieve their dream of earning a degree. We are, as institutions of higher education, we are all similar and we're all different. And we need to work together to make sure that we find the right niche for every person that wants to grow in this world through education, that we find the right spot for them. Some of them will choose Heritage, some of them will choose CBC, some will choose Washington State, and perhaps more institutions will come in the future because this is a growing area. And interestingly, we did not plan this exactly, but now there is a university in each one of the Tri-Cities, an institution of higher education in each one of the Tri-Cities, because Kennewick did not have one. So now we have that. That's very welcome. And we believe in a future where many students will choose to come here. We will grow our programs. Many students will choose to start here and then transfer to another institution in the area. Many students will transfer to us from other institutions. It's the way of the present and the future in higher education. Swirling students is what they call them. That they move from one spot to another, finding the best fit for the growth. So we really want to be part of that, and we want to continue to collaborate with all our colleagues in this region. But I would like to end by talking about something that shows that we have a long presence in the Tri-Cities. That this is not a new thing. You may have noticed that we actually named this hall already. It has a name, Ballou Hall, and I'm going to read a little something here that states, if you will note, if you look above me, that we have dedicated the space as Ballou Hall. Nathan and Elaine Ballou's support of Heritage University and our students goes back more than 2 decades. Their belief in the power of higher education to change lives and the importance of ensuring the accessibility of a college education stems from the support Nathan received when he was a young man. He grew up in a large Midwestern family of humble means and was able to earn his college degree with the help of scholarships. That degree changed his life. He built a career that began at the University of Chicago before moving to Richland to work as a chemist at Pacific Northwest National Laboratory. Nathan, who passed away in 2016, and Elaine established an endowed scholarship at Heritage after meeting with our students. They were impressed by the spirit the students displayed and felt a kinship with them and their commitment to their education. So actually at this time, I would like to acknowledge Elaine Ballou that's with us today. And thank you for your legacy that you've created with your husband for Heritage University. And we are very proud to name this special place where everybody as they come in will see it in your honor and your husband's honor, Ballou Hall. So thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for giving me this little personal privilege of dedicating this room. And we'll continue with the program, whatever that may be. Thank you so much and welcome.
All right. So before our closing comments from Vice President David Weiss, we're going to do the ribbon cutting. I would like to call up the Board of Directors to come up, and I have big scissors, as always.
All right, Bob. We usually don't let him have sharp instruments. Certainly it can't run. We're so excited to be here and to open up Heritage University Tri-Cities.
All right. Everybody ready? Get your cameras. 1, 2, Heritage University.
that for to fix the air conditioning.
All right. Thank you so much, and thank you. Again, before I call up David, I really want to, I want to thank you all for coming, and I know there's a lot of individuals out there that I work with, and I really appreciate you all coming to support us, and also the many organizations represented, from TriDec to the different school districts to Visit Tri-Cities, I'm going to miss people, right, to libraries, etc. So I really appreciate you all coming. Again, we're here to really continue this. I'm also, like many of you and like our students, I'm a first generation college student. I'm actually the first one in my entire extended family to go to college, and I feel very privileged, and I think like some of you out there, we want to make sure that many of students out there, many individuals out there that maybe don't think they can go, know that it is possible. I had a story once when I was at Tri-City Community Health. I was working with one of my employees, and she's a wonderful, wonderful employee. She was a single mother, and I made her a supervisor, and I said, hey, you should go to college. And she turns around and says, nobody ever told me that I could go to college. I don't want anybody to feel that way. So I want to make sure that we, all of us, work with those students to make sure that if they want to, they can. If there's many options, that there's CVC, DOC, Tri-City, and one of them, we want to make sure that anybody who wants to can, and that there's many ways to support them. So again, with you all, your partnership, I think we can make this possible to continue to leverage all our resources and our commitment and our passion to kind of just the students, but also to our community. So thank you. And now our closer for today is Vice President for Advancement and Marketing and All External Affairs, Mr. David Weiss.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for being here. I noticed that we chose the hottest day of the year to hold this. And another thing I noticed while I was standing here is that every time there was a big round of applause, I got this sudden whoosh of cool air. So how about one more whoosh just to cool it off in here a little bit? We are so honored that you are with us this afternoon. It is in no way, shape, or form anything but a testament to your belief in the power of higher education. And to Martin and his hustle. He is so well known, we knew he could bring out a crowd. So thank you for being here. Thank you for celebrating with us. And, a university is a system of inputs and outputs. Our outputs, you see many of them around the room, our alumni and our students. They take the deep learning and expertise that they gather while they're in university and go off in to their communities where they do good and great things for all of us. And our inputs are our faculty and staff. And you'll notice I don't differentiate between faculty and staff because we're all educators. Together, we link arms with our students and help them find their future. That's through financial aid, that's through advising, and of course, no more so than through the professorate. We're so proud of our professors at Heritage University. The instructors are just tip-top, and you are going to have an opportunity to experience one of those inputs. Dr. Blake Slonaker, who is a professor of history, is going to lead us on a short exploration of University 101, a foundational course at the university that we provide to every single solitary student. It's upstairs. There are a number of docents pointing the way, and while it's no cooler upstairs, at least there are chairs, so we can sit down for a little bit. You'll hear just a short presentation from Dr. Slonaker, which I think you will find fascinating. Upstairs, you'll also find a student survival kit. Inside are a range of snacks and Red Bull and water bottles, all the things that students need to survive their first semester in college, and you'll find those upstairs, also with our students pointing the way. And lastly, after lecture, everybody needs a little sweet treat. Now, if we'd known it was going to be 110 degrees, we probably would have had root beer floats or something like that. But Martin said, they grow more potatoes down here than anywhere else in the country. So Perla, who is who prepared most of this evening's event, sought out to find something made from potatoes. Guess what they are? Spud nuts, that's right. So there are blue and gold heritage colors, spud nuts for you to enjoy on your way out. So if you will follow Martine, Martine is giving me one more. Oh, yes, of course I do, absolutely. This evening or this afternoon would not have helped without a tremendous amount of support. And my colleagues and peers are here with me today. First of all, the CFO and Vice President of Finance, Mr. Tom Richter. It is his crew that has brought this building online and ready for occupancy with classes starting on Monday. Right behind him is our provost, Melissa Hill, Dr. Melissa Hill, and she is responsible for all of the academic affairs at the university. And over there in the crowd, Corey Hodge, our Vice President for Student Affairs, who manages to help all their students find their way, her and her team, help students find their way through the higher ed process. I'd like to thank my staff too. Bonnie Hughes is here somewhere. She's probably with us. She's back there trying to find a little shade. Dana Eliason right there. Davidson Mancy, he's right here with the camera. And of course, Perla, who is our scholarship and donor events coordinator, and she produced this afternoon's affair for all of us. So how about a big round of applause for all the staff and faculty that are here. Oh, we also have, of course, student ambassadors. Here's one ducking out right here to claim his moment in the spotlight, of course. Excellent work. Our students, we love them to pieces, and they are here to guide you up and through and to the classroom for a short presentation by Dr. Sloniker. Thank you all for being here. How about one more round of applause to cool it off in this room?